Ladies and gentlemen, adjust your headphones.
Welcome to a brand new series and episode of the You Should Know podcast, the news from the antagonist's shoes. What do you say? Brand new series and no change? Yes.
No changes. Brand new series. We back. Nothing's changed.
Same rooms. It's the same lockdown. It's the same Boris not letting us out. But we're back anyway with no more stories for you guys. Akadiri, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. New series. You still don't know the name of the podcast. You shoe that you just... Then you just pause, but it don't matter though. We move. We move.
It's fine. It's fine. Got anything to say on the welcome back, the premiere of the second series?
It's good to be back, man. I kind of miss doing this every week, you know, and like just dicing up the stories. Because last 4 weeks, when the news come out, I don't even read it anymore because I'm just like I don't need to know what's going on. So it's
been keeping up to date.
Exactly.
There have been a few stories I've been like, wow, okay, and obviously the world's gripped with conflict as well right now, but. Let's try and bring a bit of ray of hope and sunshine. So what I'm going to do here is jump into our first segment, the Undercover Gems. So, Mike, I've got a story for you. Yeah,
hit me.
Alabama woman with with an unusual name. Yeah, robs a bank for what?
Unusual name. Okay.
She got an unusual name.
Like legit name, or is it something like
no? She's gonna change. Remember Salmon Rolls from Salmon Rolls from season 1, series 1, where he changed his name. It's a legit name.
It's a legit name. Okay, so and she went and stole something. Okay,
robbed the bank. She robbed the bank.
You robbed the bank.
Yeah, you're not gonna steal sweets from the shop. You robbed the bank.
He robbed the bank. All right, cool. Because there was a guy. All right, so I'm gonna guess her name is. It's not gonna be COVID-19. That's dead. That's not COVID-19.
No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. It's gonna be Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde rob a bank with what?
For what? I think you're missing the crux of the story. She's got a funny name, great, but she's also robbed the bank. And why she robbed the bank? Why she robbed the bank? Funny name, robbed the bank. Obviously, you probably get one, you probably get the other.
Well, if I'm gonna rob a bank, I'm gonna rob the bank to pay some bills. That's the thing. Like she must be falling on hard times, but because it's in Alabama and because it's in America, and because knowing the stories you like to hear, you probably robbed the bank to pay for her pet alligator or some shit. I don't know.
I'm glad you decided to go on the more wacky side of what it could be because. You're not there, but I like your train of thought in it. I like your train of thought. But
what was it, a pet tiger or something?
No. There was a tiger running around in America the other day.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, in Houston.
They arrested the guy. Said, "Where's the tiger?" So I don't know. But anyway, so I'll put you out your misery. This Alabama woman, her name, her legal name, she goes by the legal name of Iconic Face. And now
my goodness.
When this comes out, I'm gonna actually post something that's linked to her face on our Twitter account. So guys, make sure you check that because you need to have a look at her face. But anyway, she changed her name to Iconic Face with 2 C's. Okay. He was convicted of 2 counts of armed robbery after pleading guilty to a bank holdup 2 years ago. Yeah, Face, who's 39, was born under the name Jimmy Lewis II, and was involved in a bank robbery for funds to pay for her sexual reassignment plastic surgery. He's basically getting his face done,
Oh,
that's what he's doing. The worst part of the story is, and I genuinely think the worst part of the story is that when she robbed the bank, her surgery was so bad that when the bank teller had her in a lineup, she was like, yeah, that's her. Because the surgery was that bad. If I saw her and she was robbing the bank, I'd be like, look, I get it. Here's the money.
Oh, snap.
Here's the money. Do what you're doing. I understand.
Right,
that's how they nabbed her. Yeah.
So what? Was it gender reassignment surgery or was it just so basically
he wanted to reconstruct his face to look like a woman, but the surgery was really, really bad. Like
Rotted.
really bad.
What?
Yeah.
What
So he
doctor
obviously
did
needs to
he
get the
go
peas
to?
up to go get the money up.
What doctor did he go to? He must have...
It's the one behind the liquor store.
Oh my, yeah, he must have went to, instead of Dr. Mammy, Dr. Harlem. Like, they went to Dr. Harlem.
Dr.
What?
Queens of Jamaica.
Yeah,
They got a cockroach giving him a hand in the surgery. It was that bad. That bad that they said,
How can you pay money to change your whole look and someone come out and say, because that's like GTA, like when you go to the car shop in GTA or the car mobile place, you come in with a new color, a new whip, the police, the stars go from 4
they don't
to
know
0,
you.
They don't know who you are. How can you go through all of that and you still look the same damn thing?
But they she must have thought, okay, look, I look dead, so there's no point even wearing a mask because when I get my P's up, they're not going to recognize me. That's what must have been going through her head.
Unbelievable.
Because I don't understand why you didn't wear a mask. Yeah.
Oh, no mask.
No, this was just the face. I'm telling you, the face was that bad. The face was that bad. Probably thought, I don't need no mask. Because when I get my surgery, I ain't gonna look like this no mower.
Botched job. That's scary, man.
Botched job in more.
That's the thing, because there was an American guy. This is not even my story, but there was an American guy. I think I showed you the story. He's a black guy, but he wore a white face mask, and he was robbing Beverly Hills. He was robbing all the rich houses, and then he was getting away with it. He only got caught because apparently they said his lips didn't move. So they said his lips didn't move.
He could have wore a mask as well. He could have wore a COVID mask.
That's it.
That would have solved the problem.
Exactly.
See? Any criminals who are listening to this podcast,
yeah,
don't tune in because we're giving you too many ideas.
No, but on the real, at least that guy was thinking one step ahead. I don't agree with criminality, but if you're gonna be a criminal, be a creative one. At least try. Don't go with your bare face and paying for a botched job. You gotta commit the crime, then have a booking with Dr. Mammy the next day. That's how you gotta do it.
Honestly.
Come on, man. Anyway,
Alabama though.
Alabama, yeah. Obviously, they're starving out there. So, the title I've got for you this week, and this is similar to people doing botched jobs or botched things. So, people in India cover themselves in X to fight COVID.
I feel like there's like some kind of old wives' tale about how to protect yourself from some kind of disease or virus. So what they probably, I don't know, like some holy water, mud.
Holy water, mud is close. Mud is close.
Yeah, what are they putting on their bodies?
Yeah, they're putting on their bodies. They're trying to protect themselves, from.
Yeah, I'm thinking. All right, you're saying something's close to mud. It's got to be cow manure because there's a lot of cows or sacred cows in India. Depends what part of India you're in. But that's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume they're spraying themselves with cow feces.
With cow feces, yeah. Maybe you've seen the story because that's spot on. Obviously, India, it's kind of settled the last few weeks, but obviously they've been going.
What?
The crisis, isn't it? It's kind of like
COVID
the peak
cases.
Yeah, the peak. Obviously,
it's like 3,000 a day. What do you mean?
No. Like as in like the peak settled from the peak. We're on a downward trajectory now because obviously at the peak a couple of weeks ago they were doing 400,000 cases a day. They were doing 4,000 deaths a day, which is crazy comparison to the UK where I think our peak unfortunately was about 1,000 deaths a day.
Yeah, but there's like 1.3 billion of them in there.
Yeah, 1.3 billion in India. So obviously they've been calling on the international community to get them hospital beds, oxygen, medicines, and I know when you're desperate, obviously you make desperate decisions, but like when I was a student, I used to dilute my milk so it could last longer.
With
like
what?
that's when dilute water and milk, and I used to dilute it.
Why don't you just call me, man?
Cool, nah.
I'm gonna send you. Send you two jugs. Come on, man. Milk's only like fun.
I had to dilute it. You had to buy blue top, and you put some more in it. Now you got semi-skim. You got skimmed.
Oh my lord! From the creamy one to now the green one.
That's how you elongate it. I'm trying to get
my lord relief.
My Rice Krispies did not snap, crackle, or pop. But anyway, so COVID has got obviously them man out there covering themselves in cow poo and cow urine in the hopes that it will boost their immunity against the virus, innit? So obviously, as you said, of course it's not helping. What's it doing? There's no scientific basis for any of that.
Well, do you know what? It might actually help because at least people are going to socially distance from you if you're smelling like cow shit.
That's not true.
No one's going to be around you. Cases have gone down, ever since I put it. won't let me on the bus, but cases are gone down.
It's a deterrent. It's a deterrent that you're thinking about it. That is true. I don't know. Obviously, the doctors out there, the thing is, they try to get their clout up by saying that doctors have gone there and said it's helped them. They said doctors use this therapy before going into hospital wards so they can be protecting themselves.
What?
They said the doctors went there, got feces, so they go to the hospital.
They're doctors.
They're doctors. That's what one guy said.
They get their degree from Trump University. These are some
Trump
50p doctors, mate. 50p doctors.
So obviously, I think the head of the medical association came out and obviously told them that these man, it doesn't make sense.
Enough.
Please stop doing it, innit? Please stop rubbing feces into your body. Yes. And I saw the photos. They looked like they were enjoying it. That's the thing. Like it looked like it was a social activity. I don't know. I don't know. Like,
well, I don't know who started that idea, but I'm sure he's rich now. He's probably been selling cow poo all week. He said, "I'm up." This things. I am up.
The stock of cow feces went up when recently the price has gone up. Crazy.
Surprised.
Get the Pfizer in you, man. Let's stop playing games and get the Pfizer, Moderna. Well,
come on, let's crack on. Let's crack on with the main bulk.
Yeah, let's go into the main segment of the pod, You Should Know Better segment. You guys know what this is by now. This is where, in turn, one of us will summarize a news story from the past week, and the other has to consider that same news story from the antagonist's shoes and ask themselves, should they have known better? So I'll start off. Obviously, the WHO employment report, I don't know, obviously, WHO have come out this week, the World Health Organization, for those uninitiated, and said they have fought what many of us have been thinking for a long time. Long working hours is killing the people. The people cannot hack long working hours, and they estimate that 745,000 people a year working over 55 hours a week are at risk of dying from stroke and ischemic heart disease compared to their colleagues working 40 hours a week. So, first of all, my HR manager needs to see this. The hours I'm working are above that 55 hours. So let's talk about that first. You're killing me, Sarah. I don't even know if you listen to the podcast, but Sarah, you're killing me. And second of all, I'm gonna put you in the shoes. Like, obviously, we ain't got no money to be dealing with no lawsuits. So I'm gonna call you the CEO of music Indirect, PIKE CASHLEY. So you're gonna be PIKE CASHLEY right now, and you're gonna defend your corporation. You own it big, corporation that gives out big free mugs, and you're going to defend your corporation right now against these accusations that, long working hours are killing your people when you've got questionable work practices. So, Mr. CASHLEY, obviously, I know you'll probably argue that your people work 0 hours instead of 55 hours, but what do you say to this report?
Well, look, I hope you did your background reading on this report, because some of these, well, the figure you state, I don't know if you state the figure. Did you? 756? Was that?
Look, 745,000 people a year.
Right, yeah. So that was in 2016, sorry. Right? So, that was a very, very long time ago. I mean, I don't even remember what was happening back then. But if those people were still alive today, they would have, greatly benefited from the furlough scheme, which would have helped them. They would have had time off. But it doesn't make sense to me, because the highest number they picked was 2016. Yeah, it's now 2020.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah,
they did have a pandemic to deal with.
They didn't, but they had Brexit and Trump. So I'm not surprised that people were struggling to live. Because what kind of a world is that? But anyway. Some of these figures were in 2020, right? And they looked at the amount of people who are working longer hours. And look, it's a pandemic, so some people have lost their jobs. Now, that means there's going to be a bigger workload for other people. But at the end of the day, you're working from home. So, I mean, where's the stress? You can wake up just before you start your shift or job. Yeah. You can eat when you want. I haven't got a camera in your house watching you, although we're going to install those soon. Okay. And most of the time,
watch people.
Watch this space.
This is CASHLEY.
And most of the time, you're relaxed, you're in your house. I don't understand where the problem is. I do get that, there's a bigger workload, so people may blur the lines between working between, 8 and 5 and 8 and 6 and blah, blah, blah. Sure, I get that. But this study looks at people who are like middle-aged men. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And it said that they died years after they were working. It's just like the COVID thing. You know, you get COVID and in 20 days you get hit by a bus. They say, you died by COVID. When does it end?
So when does it end? So your plan is to sack people before they go off and die, so they can't blame you. Is that your plan?
My what I'm saying is the study even suggests that they die after the work. So it's not my problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my problem.
So you're just sacking people. You're sacking people. You said
I sack them when they can't work. then they can go. You know, I haven't got time for weak people.
So you're looking to not pay out your pension because you're thinking these guys are gonna die.
No, I don't have to. They're gonna be dead. couple years after. Me and Phil Green are laughing. We ain't got to pay no pensions, mate.
That guy is on a yacht.
He ain't got to pay no pensions.
So what? Yeah, he sell the business for £1. Hey, these man, these men are criminals.
This guy was on a yacht. Criminal. But just to kind of summarize, anyway, the study was based mainly in Southeast Asia and Japan, right? Japan, China, and they work the longest hours anywhere in the world in Japan. So they need to have a look at what's going on in Japan instead of having a go at me, you know.
Yeah.
What's my name? PIKE CASHLEY.
PIKE CASHLEY.
They need to stop looking at me. Okay. Look at Japan because people are jumping out of buildings in Japan because the hours are too long and stuff. So that's where the real beef is. I'm okay. 0 contract hours work. Yeah. You get 5-second lunch break.
How many 55 seconds?
You get to pee in a bucket. Yeah. Because you ain't got time to go to the toilet. And you can FaceTime your kids because I'm not letting you go home.
PIKE CASHLEY. So what? The last question. When was the last time, PIKE, you worked 55 hours in a week? Have you ever done that?
Don't be silly. I go down to the pub and make contracts.
PIKE CASHLEY, he's hilarious. I remember when he went to the flipping factory and he brought out a wad of £50 notes. When they were searching, they'd be like, it was meant to be a PR thing where he's meant to look normal. So he's meant to go there and he's meant to be like an employee. So he's being searched. And they said, empty your pockets. He brought out like grand in cash. I was like, this guy.
Well, hasn't everybody got this?
You work here too?
How much you get paid? That much? Oh, God.
Oh, God.
No wonder.
I wanted to sign that contract.
Yo, man, old Castle United.
Old Castle Wednesday.
Oh, God.
What have you got for me this week?
All right. So I'm gonna jump into the story around Prince Harry facing some backlash in the US after calling the First Amendment bonkers. So for some of our audience in the UK and around the world, First Amendment in the UK is all about the right to freedom of speech.
In the US, baby. In
the US, yeah, it covers a number of basic freedoms. Freedom of speech, as mentioned, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, the right to assembly, all of those great, wonderful freedoms that we enjoy in the UK as well. But he's received some criticism. He's on a podcast. And on the podcast, the Armchair Expert podcast, he said, I've got so much I want to say about the First Amendment as I sort of understand it, but it's bonkers. So he's obviously received a lot of backlash. People in the US are very strong about their amendments, first, second, third, not so much the 13th, but he's received some backlash, and notably some in the UK as well from Nigel Farage, who's technically in the US because he's doing this tour, this America comeback tour. I don't know why he's
get Farage out
business this man's got over there. but Mr. Garage.
Garage. Hey, Nigel Garage. Garage.
Mr. Garage is out there on the tour, and he said for the prince to condemn the US First Amendment shows he's lost the plot. So I want to put you in the shoes of a right-wing activist, not crazy, but a right-wing activist.
Well, Candace Owens, yeah?
Candace Owens will do, yeah. She spoke out about it as well. And you just want to basically, I want to hear your point of view. Prince Harry said this. He's come all the way over from the UK. You know, you really don't like people from the UK because of the whole tea. They poured the tea in the river and stuff. Boston Tea Party. they then came and invaded. How do you feel about this guy coming over and chatting S?
Like good old Donald said, American jobs for American people.
Say it again. Say it again.
American jobs for American people.
America first.
America first. Beer, barbecue, freedom.
That's the American ideals.
That's on the Spangled Banner. You know, the bald eagle.
Yeah.
Look, Harry needs to understand that he's taking jobs away from American people. He's doing all this stuff with Apple, with Oprah Winfrey. You know, he's got something with Netflix. That should be for American influencer. Why are we subsidizing the British yet again? The British came over to our land, took over. We had to fight for independence, and now we've got one of the monarchy, one of, you know, someone who represents the institution now on our shores. And now he's not even happy about being on our shores. He's now complaining about the rules, the First Amendment of our Constitution. He's ungrateful. No wonder his family don't like him. No wonder he had to leave his family, because he's ungrateful, sour grapes. He's entitled. And he needs to understand, he needs to recognize his place. He's lucky to be in a great country of
he's
the
blessed.
United
He's
States.
blessed to be in the US, isn't he?
Blessed to be in the
He's
US.
blessed.
Look, he's lucky. How many? ICE is working overtime.
Yeah.
ICE is working overtime, keeping immigrants out. And this guy flies in, and now he's getting all these millions. No, unacceptable. He needs to realize what he needs to do is speak to some of these illegal aliens trying to get into the country.
and Joe Biden had to ban that term, you know?
The illegal aliens.
He had to ban it.
And speak to them and understand how grateful and lucky he is to be in this great land of ours.
Yeah. So to more to his point though, he thinks the amendment is bonkers, right? So he thinks, I guess what he's trying to say is that there's just too much freedom. The press can say what they want to say. They're not really held accountable.
Freedom of speech.
How do you feel? Do you think he's got a point?
Freedom of speech.
To say
freedom
anything?
To say what you want. That's the First Amendment.
So you're okay with people saying X, Y, and Z, slander, lies in the press. Is that okay?
The good people watch Fox News and know the truth.
That is the worst place for. I don't know how they put news at the end of it, because
if you want the truth, watch Fox News. Don't watch CNN and MSNBC and all the other, woke media.
MSNBC.
Yeah, Good Morning America, all that woke stuff. Come watch Fox News with Chris Hannity.
Sure, Daddy. Chris Hannity.
Sean Hannity.
Yeah, no, I think you got a point with the Fox News, because they were complaining. They were saying that Biden was going to take away their beef burgers, because I think it was a university brought a study saying beef burgers, they're doing harm to the environment. They then said, Biden said, "Oh, he wants to take your beef burgers. No July 4th for you." If that isn't fake news, I don't know what is.
That's it. July 4th. Yeah, I hope Prince Harry is celebrating July 4th. If he isn't, then we got a problem.
I don't think he will,
Then we got a problem. Then
he was the one that was trying to hold down. He wasn't trying to give that independence. So
yeah, that's it. That's it. We got a problem. We need to campaign.
But I think you do have a point. He can't come across and obviously say it's bonkers. You're gonna need. I didn't listen to the podcast in its entirety, but
we don't need to.
That may have been a soundbite, but you do want to probably know what he means. But I do think he has got a point when it comes to the lack of regulation in the US, because Fox used to work. Well, they used to have a TV show in the UK. It got taken off by Ofcom because they were just talking rubbish, right? They were just spouting lies, and that, as I said, it's got news in it, so people believe it as news, and so that can be dangerous. So I do think he has a point.
Ofcom doesn't respect American value. Well. They don't respect American values.
Candace Owens, I do think you also have a point as well.
That's it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna split that down the line. I'm gonna say 50-50.
50-50.
My vote is 50-50.
As Dave Chappelle once said, the First Amendment exists and the Second Amendment is there in case the First Amendment doesn't work out.
That's it. That's it. That's when you bear arms and you gotta sort out your problem.
Up
That's
the
right.
NRA. NRA wins.
They're in the bin. They're in the bin. They are in the bin.
Oh, I can be myself now. Yeah, nice. Harry, I think Harry just didn't articulate his point well. Point blank. Period. I think he got caught up. You can't say bonkers because obviously it's a soundbite and people.
Yeah, it's a soundbite, right? It doesn't sound good. They're gonna jump on that, right? It's unfortunate, but yeah.
But we hope he's doing good things out there. Shout out his mental health awareness he's doing with Oprah on Apple TV, and I think he did a concert, I think a benefit concert in LA a few weeks ago. So shout him out, and obviously, hopefully, Meghan's pregnancy goes well.
Hopefully, it goes swimmingly well.
But yeah, let's move on to our throwback segment. This is where we look at something that has happened during this week, the week beginning the 17th of May in yesteryear. So, Junior, what have you got for us this week?
Okay, so as of Thursday, 20th May in 1873, I know you're thinking, what the hell happened back then?
What kind of
the slaves even free back then? What kind of date is this, fam?
Picking everything.
Levi Strauss. Levi jeans.
Don't tell me this guy used the cotton people picked to make jeans.
I don't know. I don't know if it was pick. I don't know if he made a pick. I don't know. But him and Jacobs Davis basically received the patent for blue jeans. So obviously they both set up their business as we know it today. Levi Strauss, Levi Jeans, and they were both tailors, and they were given a patent to create the workman pants. Right, the workman pants. These were reinforced with metal rivets and all these fine bits, and they were coined basically as blue jeans, the famous blue jean garments that we all enjoy today. Wow. So I just wanted to give a shout out back to that, because I think by 1920 they became like the fastest selling pair of underpants or something like that. In the US, at least the top sellers in the US, and now they're just mainstream. We wear them all the time. So I just wanted to give a shout out. Anyone who's wearing their jeans, that's when it dates back to. And another point I want to add is I'm going to add a video. Check out our our Twitter page. Mike, you've definitely seen this video of this guy.
Look,
he's mocking his boy. He's got a pair of jeans on, and they're massive. They look like
boot cuts.
Yeah, they look like boot cuts, and the guy's following around and he's laughing. He's like, Levi jeans.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Must have seen it. Anyway, I'm gonna put it on the Twitter account.
Blue jeans and fitted.
Yeah, right, so cool. I'm gonna put it there. Have a look at that video because it's so funny. It reminds me of every time I hear Levi jeans. That's the way the guy says it. Reminds me of that.
Shout out Levi. It's funny how it started as a workman thing and now the jeans are bloody £80. But anyway, there we go. Capitalism rules the roost. My throwback real quick is a bit more closer to your... We're in the 20th century now. So 22nd of May, 1970, the England Cricket Council reversed a decision to allow the South African cricketers to tour England that summer, following a formal request of then Home Secretary and then future Prime Minister James Callaghan. So apparently, that's when South Africa was at the height of the apartheid, and there was they weren't really too popular on the international scene, let's just call it that. Putting
it mildly.
Yeah, they weren't too popular, putting it very mildly. So, I think they were, it's funny, they were ousted from the Commonwealth in 1961. And it's like, Britain, who taught them white supremacy, is now ousting them from the Commonwealth.
Do you know why that was, though?
Why was that?
Wait, who did you say? South Africa?
Yeah, so Britain ousted South Africa in 1961 from
Yeah. Them and Rhodesia were doing a madness. So I think round about that 61 time, Rhodesia were split off, and I think South Africa obviously backed them. So yeah, no, but you got a point. Sorry to interrupt. You've got a point. Like, you're the one who taught everyone this. They were reading from your rule books.
That's your manual you wrote, and now you're acting all brand new. Like, oh, don't do that. That's not right. Which I thought is very, very interesting. But Britain has a history of doing such. And it's funny because initially they said yes to the South African team, and then 4 days later they changed their mind. Initially they said, no, we'll play this game, but it'll be the last one we play against them, which, is very silly. It's almost like how Boris Johnson was doing his COVID announcements. He'll be like, the virus is spreading exponentially. Lockdown next week.
It's like, close the borders down now, brother. Same with the Indian thing. I don't want to get onto it, but anyway, yeah.
Shut it down. So, so yeah, it just What I was going to talk about, obviously, I'm sure we all know about apartheid, and obviously it came down with the announcement of Nelson Mandela in 1964. But it took a lot of sort of scrutiny. I think the best part of half a century from when it started in 1948 to sort of the mid to early 90s, 1994-ish, when Mandela came to power. So it's just interesting, Britain, you know, as they do, acting brand new. When it comes to seeing racism from another
and it's always seems to be them at the heart of it. Like, obviously you're aware of a lot of the news that's happening in the Middle East with Israel and Palestine, and obviously people remember the apartheid regime in South America, and they link it back to what's happening in Israel as well, with there's a group of people, minority, being treated as pretty much under a military occupation and stuff. And so, you know, people were vocal about that then, people are vocal about this today. And it just kind of ties in with, you know, what's going on actually in the real world. So
it does.
It's all alive, basically. It's
still alive. Yeah, we can condemn it in one form, then it respawns in another form, and we're back to condemning it once again. So yeah, we obviously the news in the Middle East. I guess we continue to watch it with a pace. But I guess for now, this has been our first episode back, man. It's good to be back, man. Good to be back in our virtual studio recording this, and I guess till next week. It's all about take it easy, people.
Yeah, relax. Don't do anything you shouldn't do. Remember that? Remember
Don't do anything that... Go on, you say it. I don't
even remember it no more, but
get this guy. Get this guy.
Don't do anything that will make us say you should know better.
Bang, bang. Done. Peace. Done, dusted. Easy.